Good morning, and welcome to today's edition of Island Tea. It is the 7th day of the new year. It is a Tuesday, so you have to choose to do something good for yourself today, whether you're going to be nice to someone, whether you're going to smile at someone, whether you're going to start your exercise routine or continue your exercise routine. You're going to treat yourself to something, maybe the spa, something good. Just choose to be kind today, choose to be good to you today, and have a great Tuesday. Good morning to the regional and the international diaspora, to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, to all our listeners, to all of you on whatever means you are tuned in, TVC Channel 40, YouTube, Facebook, is it TuneIn, winfm.com. We welcome you and we thank you for joining us today. Good morning, Jamsta. How are you doing today?
Hey, just
getting yourself in order?
Yeah, and trying to deal with some stuff over here.
Oh boy, I could only imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't want your job at all. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's on your mind?
I'm looking at all that's going on in the world, and I'm seeing yesterday, of course, yesterday was what, the 4-year remembrance of January 6, 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yesterday, the orange idiot got his election was I guess formalized in Congress. So, and he's been making fun of the Canadian Prime Minister
because he decided to resign.
No, just in general, and then it makes him look even weak. He makes Trudeau looks even weaker because a few weeks ago there was some back and forth, and he went to see him. He's not even the president yet, and he went to see him, and I think he kind of made himself look worse than he already did. But then Trump is rubbing it in, talking about Canada should become the 51st state, and how weird that is. Canada is bigger than the U.S.
He doesn't
but Canada should be the 51st state. I mean, he didn't even say well 11 new states, because that's what it would amount to. I think there's 8 or 7 provinces. I can never remember, and 2 territories. He didn't say 9 new states, but 1 state. Canada is bigger than the U.S. Canada is the second largest country on the planet.
He just cannot behave, and he'll keep being.
Oh, and talking about wanting to buy Greenland.
He wants the Panama Canal. He wants Greenland. He wants Canada. This man is just greedy. What else does he want?
He probably wants to run again in 2028. Speaking of which, don't be surprised if Elon Musk runs for president in 2028, huh?
Well, a lot of a lot of things are gonna happen. Let me change the way I say it. A lot of things are gonna happen going forward, and I was looking at what's going on in the Gaza, and I feel so bad, and my mind just says what they're doing is wiping out the next generation, so there'll be no one to basically fight against them.
You saw the videos with the
bombs?
the babies that froze to death?
Oh boy, and the babies that they left behind in the incubators.
Really? Who left them behind?
They bombed the place, everybody ran, and the babies were left behind, so the babies basically died.
Wow.
Who's going to feed them, Jamsta? And it's not one baby in those things, It's like 3 and 4 because of the limited resources these people are working with. But we're killing the children now, so I guess we're doing whatever they're doing, and they're going to say they might say they don't know who's there, but they're just trying to wipe out the next generation.
Wow.
So that nobody will be there to fight them or their predecessors.
Wow. And so let's see what else is going on in the world. I'm having some AC challenges over here, so not really the best. How was it over there? How was the AC over there?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. I can't complain. I'm not dying yet.
And I think we really have to be worried about this new virus that might maybe coming out
The neuro?
of no, that's stomach. That's a sort of that's a food.
What's the other one?
Oh well, let me read it for you. The National Center for Disease Control under the Union Health Ministry is closely monitoring respiratory and seasonal influenza cases in the country and is in touch. This is in the U.S. Is in touch with international agencies according to official sources. This development follows recent reports of an outbreak of human metapneumovirus, that's HMPV, in China. HMPV is moderately contagious, spreading primarily through respiratory droplets when an infected person coughs, sneezes, or talks. It can also spread it by direct contact with contaminated surfaces or objects. Close interactions, particularly in crowded or enclosed spaces, increase the risk of transmission. So China is facing another deadly virus surge. 5 years after COVID, hospitals are overwhelmed in China. I actually talked about this on Voices yesterday, but no one really talked. No one really
Until it gets here.
Yeah, and I was pointing out yesterday that what's interesting is that this actually reminds me of 2019, like November, December, when we started to get I started to read the reports out of China.
Then up comes March.
Yes, yeah. I was trying to remember if it was March or April.
March.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
when
then
almost everything shut down. March 110.
And
The world.
I remember when you remember that doctor the Chinese doctor who came on. I think he went on.
Thought you were going to talk about Dr. Fauci. That's the only doctor I remember from all of this.
There was a
Believe
Chinese resident in a hospital in China who he came on one of the Western social media services and was warning people about this virus, and they basically killed him because the Chinese were trying to downplay it. And I'm getting the impression they're downplaying this one as well.
Jesus. Come on, we're just catching ourselves. Why a next one again? We are just literally catching ourselves.
And they're
still
saying,
feeling the burn. We can't. We don't need a next one.
And they're saying it's moderately. You heard what they said? It's moderately contagious. That's what they're saying. Maybe they're just saying. And this is it. This is an American health institution saying that. So I don't
moderately.
know. No. It's moderately contagious. So I'm thinking we're gonna at some point we're gonna have to start doing the mask
again,
the mask
right?
thing, maybe the frequent hand sanitizing and washing, and what's the other thing? The physical distancing and so on.
The most places would have taken down their barriers by now. The dots and stuff are still in the floor. For those who need to put them back down, they can't put them back down. And I think we are accustomed because now most people, as soon as they get a cold or flu, they're wearing their masks. So I think we know how to handle that right now.
That reminds me of one of the things they said that helped Africa do better than everyone else.
Which
was
is
that the Africans? Well, aside from that, the fact that the Africans were accustomed of some African countries were accustomed of having to deal with Ebola and some of the other crazy viruses they have over there.
Notice almost all the viruses they say that come from Africa. You notice they didn't shut down anything or they don't reign for long?
Yeah, exactly.
We had a couple Ebola cases and that was it. It didn't spread. It didn't. Yeah.
Didn't be, but like that's what I was saying. They said that the Ebola experience and some of the other viruses over there, some of the other problems, prepared them for something like this. They were accustomed of doing stuff like that, of doing, taking extreme measures to clamp down on contagion. So,
oh boy.
And that, along with the fact that, apparently the diets are better. So the diets are more natural. A lot of sunshine. Population density is smaller. So, and just because African people rock,
Yeah.
let's not leave that part out.
We do everything well.
So I'm looking. Oh, This is from yesterday. Oh, I was looking to see if we had any comments yet. Just someone named Kortensia Moses Carty saying good morning.
Good morning to everybody. You know, I gotta.
Good morning. Yeah.
Mm.
So let me see what else is going on. The St. Kitts Water Services Department. Let me see. Well, this is from yesterday, but I still think I'm gonna read it. The St. Kitts Water Services Department is actively investigating a suspected blockage or airlock in one of our main lines in supplying Bastia to mitigate the low pressure and service interruptions affecting customers, particularly in the Taylor's area. So that's where I live.
Mm-hmm.
We are utilizing alternative supplies lines to maintain water delivery. We kindly remind customers that the Bastia system remains under water shortage advisory until the completion of our 2 million gallon per day desalination plant. When I looked, it looked like destination. Currently under construction and scheduled for completion in July 2025. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience caused by the disruption and thank you for your patience and understanding as we work to resolve the issue. So that's a public notice that was issued yesterday by Water Services Department. Service interruption in the Taylor's area, which affects me as well. You haven't been having any water issues?
Not really.
Lucky people.
Like one time, no, but that's not lucky because it flows very little.
Oh, the pressure is low?
I wish to have no kind of a problem. But yeah, it flows very little. And then I know some places like in Wade's Garden, it cuts off at 10 a.m. almost every day now. So I know people are struggling. I know we had a water issue, but I really didn't know it was this bad.
Yeah, so now they're saying there's some suspected blockage or airlock or something.
Oh boy.
So
how long is that going to be?
Sort of like a clot, you could say. That's the upshot of that. It's like a clot. Think of your blood vessels and having like a clot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that is about. So, well, they said. Well, I mean, they're saying basically until the desalination plant is finished, but hopefully, if they find whatever other problem they're having, then things might get better a little sooner. So we shall see. Let me see what else is on. What's this? There was something I was supposed to read since yesterday. What is going on? This is very strange. Let me see. Great news for students from the British Virgin Islands. Unlock your potential with UK student financing opportunities. So apparently,
I thought you were going to say a next Chevron scholarship.
No.
Okay.
So students of the British Virgin Islands who have settled status upon in the UK can access tuition fee loans for full-time and part-time university courses in England. UK nationals and their families in the BVI will also qualify for home fee status. Home fee, provided they meet the 3-year residency requirement in the UK, islands or specified overseas territories. So that's I guess that's a little something for the BVI people who are technically, not technically, part of the of the UK. So
one of the colonies.
Yeah. One of the colonies. Yeah, let's just call it what it is, right?
It sounds weird, but yeah.
So let's see what else is going on. Someone sent me, is it the Trinidad Carnival schedule? Let me see.
Yeah. That's from the 4th to the 8th of March. And Brazil is from the 28th of February to March 8th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so they don't exactly overlap this. They don't exactly happen at the same time. Because I remember
Well,
one.
they do in some way, because if Brazil starts on February 28th, whatever they have is going on. Trinidad is the 4th to the 8th.
Oh, so I guess
saw the
that,
fourth. Let me check it again.
take
But
the
Trinidad
last-
is 2 days. Let me check it again, because let me make sure, because I checked it already.
They have a packed. But this one doesn't have. It doesn't give this spread. Oh, well, okay. The 1st November. Well, it
Yeah,
started
February 28th to March 8th is Brazil's. And then let me do this one.
Oh,
And
this
Brazil
one.
Carnival, you realize it's in a stadium? Like
Yeah.
something that wraps around and around for miles?
Yeah. Well, oh, this is. Oh no, this is just the. Oh, this is just the steel
Okay, so
pan.
Trini is the 26th to
Mm-hmm.
the 5th of March. But I was talking about the days. The days they're on the road, which is the 3rd and the 4th. But their whole thing encompasses from February 26th. So it starts before Brazil. It ends before Brazil as well. February 26th to the 5th of March.
Yeah, that's interesting because I was like saying one time I remember Masha was talking about not being able to travel to Brazil for Carnival because usually
Conflicts.
yeah.
And he hosts plenty of the big fetes where he brings the celebrities and stuff.
Yeah.
And them fet in Trini, I know Trini have more people and people coming, but them fets is some huge things.
I know. I wonder I imagine they
Our
have-
revelers ain't wearing bands on their hand yet, man. They need to see when these people leave in Trini Carnival, how many bands they have. I swear the bands all the way up here when they live in Barbados and Trini Carnival, because
people keep them on.
yeah, I think those mass camps encompass fetes with the costume and everything else. So these people bands are all the way up here. Yep.
I guess it's a kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, like
see
look,
all the
I
fetes,
did
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's bragging
Man,
right.
showering with those, huh? So people
But I don't think they do. I think most of them are these ribbon ones with the adjustable bands, so you can take it off and put it back on. I think the other ones maybe they showered in them. The ones that once you stick it on,
yeah.
you have to literally cut it off.
cut it off and then
Yeah.
obviously then
Those ones,
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, those people have bragging rights. Listen, Brazil Carnival, that's the biggest.
You ever been in Barbados for crop
Crop
over?
over? No. Mm-mm. Never. Been in Trini for the actual
Okay.
carnival. But
What's Antigua Carnival like?
I don't know. I work. It's a holiday. I make plenty monies. Never stay around.
You don't get to see anything.
No. And I didn't want to because I could have not worked. And I remember seeing it once, to be honest. My mom was there, but we didn't stay around. We just drove and went to Shirley Heights. But no.
Okay.
I didn't stay to watch the floats. I didn't know. So no.
But Brimson Hill puts that in the shade, right?
What?
Shirley Heights.
You ain't gonna make the people beat me up. Yeah, I know. It's bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shirley Heights is a tad smaller. Yeah. All the islands have their lookout, but Shirley Heights lookout is nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
I have pictures over there, actually.
Is that the same place where one of those, is it Nelson's Dockyard is there or English Harbour? Which one?
Yeah, down. Everything is almost in that same area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I remember.
You got your Antigua right. Nelson's Dockyard is just below Shirley Heights.
So I remember going down to some bar there or something.
And it's so nice to see. It's so nice how Antigua preserved the dockyard. So you can actually, if you have a vivid imagination like mine, just walking in there, you can visualize the ships pulling up. You still see the old walls and all these good things. Yeah.
Well, look who it is.
Yeah. She's coming today. Yeah,
So
we're going to be having daily dose today. Weekly dose.
Daily dose? Okay.
Yeah, I like to say
Good
daily,
morning.
but we're going to be having weekly. Good morning, caller. You're live on Island T. How are you?
Hi, good morning, Jamsta. Good morning, Kortensia.
Hey,
Morning.
what's up?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to those of you who recognize the Gregorian calendar and the 6th of January, the 7th of January today is. There are some countries that would celebrate otherwise. And for instance, Ethiopia, they celebrated their Christmas from the 6th into the 7th.
Okay.
But something you folks said about Brazil that caught my attention on a different note.
Mm-hmm.
I read an article yesterday where this Israeli soldier that traveled to Brazil on vacation. And I think he was detained, and the judge, they have brought a case by a NGO group, somewhat human rights group, that they have enough evidence to prove that he was a part of the demolition in Gaza, them destroying homes, a part of other crimes that they accuse him for. So a case is going to be brought upon him.
But how do
Now
they know
that is
that?
unprecedented and historic because they are the NGO that has brought the case and the judge, they are applying what you call the Rome Doctrine on the convention of what would consider to be genocidal and things of that nature, crimes against humanity in that aspect.
Yes.
And so that Israeli soldier is going to be facing prosecution in Brazil.
But I don't understand what made them think they have evidence to prosecute him.
Well, I will try to follow up on it, but that is what I read into. So it was that's why I'm speaking of Brazil with the festivities, and because all of us have it. Brazil, where concentrated African peoples are, they will celebrate. Some would celebrate otherwise, which are non-African, but we have all reasons to celebrate the proclamation of emancipation. It all led into all of that. But on a side note, I just thought I would just show that piece in.
Okay.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for your contribution always.
Good. And on that note, we're gonna go to the break and get ready for the first episode of Weekly Dose for the year with Dr. Natalie Osborne. She's coming up next.
To win big, use your Republic Bank MasterCard today for a chance to win prepaid cards, a culinary priceless experience, and free groceries for 3 months. Terms and conditions apply. Visit our website or social media for more information.
Need to get your goods to St. Kitts and Nevis? Look no further. TVC Shipping has you covered with reliable cargo solutions by land, air, and sea. Whether it's a package from across the world or a large shipment of goods, TVC Shipping makes it easy, affordable, and stress-free. And with our Airbox service, ordering from your favorite online stores just got even easier. Ship straight to your mailbox and let TVC Shipping handle the rest. Fast, secure, and even to your door. Visit us today at the C.A. Paul Southwell Industrial Park or Penny's Industrial Site, or call 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis. TDC Shipping, where reliable service meets unbeatable convenience. TDC, together we succeed.
So it's time for Weekly Dose, and it's our first episode for 2025. Good morning, Dr. Natalie Osborne,
and welcome back. Happy New Year again, because I saw her already, so I gave her New Year greetings. But Happy New Year again to you, Doc.
Happy New Year to everybody here. Happy New Year to Trevor as well. How you doing?
I'm doing good. She was trying to give me another surname. But
Oh, yeah, boy, the W's.
I think we're gonna have to change Mike's. Change to number 3.
Use this one.
Yeah.
You said that one's not.
Yeah.
This one.
Okay.
Use this one. Let me take this one down.
Yeah.
I could barely hear to that headset.
Yeah.
Hello?
Okay. So,
Hello, can you hear me?
yeah, that's more like it. Yeah.
All right. Good morning, everybody, and Happy New Year. 2025 is here, so I'm wishing everyone an excellent year filled with peace, kindness, patience with each other, tolerance.
Plenty.
Because we have lost that ability to have grace on our fellow men, okay? So I wish everybody a great year. So we're here in January 2025. So we're getting back to our health talks because our main goal is to educate and help everybody to have a healthier and a healthier lifestyle and to extend their longevity and their wellness overall. So we're going to be talking today about the effects of sugar on the body. And everybody knows about it because we came out of the holiday season and we were eating lots of good stuff.
Cake.
Yeah, and all those fun stuff that we eat and do throughout the holiday days, or pies and or ice creams and stuff. So we're going to look at the effects of too much sugar on the body. And lots of persons speak about dry January when it comes to alcohol. We know alcohol has a large sugar content as well.
Yep.
So
I don't know about that, but anyway.
You don't want to know about that part.
Any
Jan, so
dry
let's
Don't.
focus on
January.
You
the
see,
science
you
now.
want to be like the person that wants
Whatever.
to drink all the dry wine thinking no sugar in there.
Alcohol does have a lot,
A lot.
of sugar in it.
Yep.
So, Jam, so the facts are undeniable. So we know that sugar is in all foods that contains carbohydrates. Fruits, your vegetables, grains, dairies. So consuming those natural sugars is okay. So we've got lots of minerals, essential vitamins, antioxidants in our carbohydrates, in our protein, we get our calcium. So what happens in your body? Your body digests these foods slowly. And the sugar is steady throughout the day, so you don't get this high spike. And it gives the necessary energy that your cells need. So we know that having a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts can stem off chronic diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, okay, and some cancer. But the problem is, Jamster, is when we have too much added sugar. So we're not talking about the natural sugars in the body, it's the added sugar. So adult male, it is known in studies that the average adult male consume 24 teaspoon of added sugar per day. That is quite a lot of added sugar. All right, that equals to about 384 calories. And we also know that too much sugar is a source and can be a severe threat to cardiovascular health, such as your heart, we know the blood vessels. And it is stated in literature that Americans consume over 17 teaspoons of added sugar each day, and that equals to about 57 added pounds every year. So that's just to give us an overview of what we're talking about.
So we'll start off with our first question for today. How does sugar affect your weight?
So we know that we talk about obesity all the time here, and it is its health effect on everything. It affects so much of our health. So we know that obesity rates are rising throughout the world too. All right. And a lot of it is associated with sugar sweetened beverages. So that contributes a lot. All the Coke, Coca-Cola, all these Pepsis and Sprites and all these things, they're loaded with a lot of high fructose, which is a simple sugar, and it is not the best sugar for us. So sugary food doesn't really curb our hunger. It makes us want to consume much more, all right? And we know once we consume a lot of these sugary beverages and foods and high in fructose, they can lead to obesity. And what obesity is a high risk factor for things like diabetes, okay? And it's heart disease and things like that. So we know that once you have all these added fructose, it is converted in your body to fat. It is stored as visceral fat. That is the most
difficult
fat. That is the fat that's on your tummy, that's attached to your organs on the inside, that leads to metabolic syndrome, insulin resistance, and it leads to a lot of things. Okay, so we know that. So consuming too much added sugar going to lead to obesity. That glucose or sugar, it is converted into fat. Once the need for glucose is satisfied in your cells in the body, the excess is then converted and stored into fat. That is why we start getting our love handles when we continue to overeat. So the obesity is one of the major results of high sugar consumption.
Yeah, as the people said, the main reason why we have most of our weight is because of our mouth, and that's true. We eat all kinds
Yes,
of
that is definitely,
corn.
yes, that's it.
Okay, so what effects does sugar have on the brain?
So that's a very interesting one. We know that glucose, okay, which is a type of sugar, because there are many types of sugar, fructose, sucrose, maltose, dextrose, lots of complexities of different types of sugar. But we know that glucose is the main sugar that our brain needs for energy. So once we consume these foods, we get glucose, it's transported to the blood, get to the brain, and it helps with our memory, thinking, decision making. So what our body needs is the healthy glucose. But with all this excess glucose that we have, this added sugar, what it does, it's a couple of things to the brain. It can in fact impact our cognitive function. What it does mean? Affect your memory, affect your thinking. It is well documented that high glucose consumption is associated with diseases, different types of dementia, like Alzheimer's. So once you have those high levels of blood sugar added in your body, it can create problems we know like diabetes, and diabetes is also associated with cognitive impairment. So your memory, your thinking clearly and stuff. It also affects your mood and your mental health. Sometimes people think when you drink something or consume something high in sugar, you get that surge. But then what happens? You crash quite quickly. We also know as well too that we have that craving for sugar. The more we have it, what does that do in the brain? That system, there is something that we call, there is a hormone there that we call dopamine that we often hear about. That gives us all high. And the more you consume more sugar, the more you're going to want it. It's similar to the effect on the brain with things such as cocaine and heroin. That's why people get addicted. So that center in your brain, it gets stimulated, and you feel that high when you have that dopamine rush, and then you want it again. And you have to keep consuming more and more of that sugar so you could keep getting that high and excitement. And then what happens? You crash, you have all these complications associated with it. Sugar can also create inflammation. We always see that inflammation throughout the body is terrible. So it creates inflammation in the brain that leads to all these different types of neurodegenerative diseases, Alzheimer's, things like that.
Let's talk about the heart. How does sugar affect your heart?
So high sugar consumption, we're talking about these added sugars, because we know that we get sugars from healthy things like our grains, our legumes and stuff that is broken down in the body, and the body loves that to help our muscles, our skeletal muscles function. But these added sugars, what it does, it can damage the blood vessels. We've spoken about plaque.
Yes.
So that plaque is that fatty deposit there that gets into the blood vessels, narrows the blood vessels, decrease the blood flow to the heart, leading to things like heart disease. It also worsens inflammation as well. Everything in the body when things are going wrong is associated with some sort of inflammatory response. What does sugar do? We know that all this excess sugar is then going to be converted, and it's going to be stored as all these fats. These diets are high in triglycerides, cholesterol. That is not good. All right. So studies show that over a 15-year period, a study, people who got 17 to 21% of their calories from added sugar had a 38% increase in the risk of dying from cardiovascular disease. When you hear cardiovascular disease, you're thinking the heart and any kind of vessel injury, things like stroke. Okay, so we know that higher consumption of additive sugars, all these high fructose sugar, they add them to cereal, they add them to the cakes, they add them to the
Sweet
buns,
drinks.
the sweet drinks, these beverages that we consume, and that is detrimental to our health.
Wow. When I hear cholesterol, I mostly think butter, oil, and all these things. I didn't realize sugar plays a part in cholesterol
Yes.
as well. Wow.
So all this plaque is deposited in your body, all throughout your blood vessels, damaging them. So it worsens your diabetes, it worsens your high blood pressures and things like that. And then you start having numbness in the feet, in the hand, you start having chest pains. And then what happens? People have heart disease, heart attacks.
But as a diabetic, your body craves sugar, and I do not understand why it does that. It's like it wants you to eat more sugar. You have to fight
Well,
the
there
feeling.
is science behind that, because even though sugar is in your body as a diabetic, because of the destruction of the pancreatic cells that produce the insulin, that sugar is not taken up into the cells and used as it should. So it's almost as if you do not have that sugar in there, because your body can't use it as it needs it. And so that is why diabetics, what happened to them? They're losing weight because that sugar is, if they're not treated.
I find only type 2 lose weight, though.
Yeah, but in the initial state, if untreated, they start to lose weight. What happens? Because the body's not using that sugar, they start to have a craving to eat more, as you said. That's the polyphagia. You start to want to pee more. Polydipsia, you call that. And so until you get that insulin that is important. And so in type 2 diabetes, we know that there's an insulin resistant. Increased amount of sugar can create that problem as well. Because what happens, every time you consume more and more sugar, it puts more strain and demand on the pancreas to produce insulin. And then there is a time of burnout in some of these organs and structure. And so we call that insulin resistant. And so more and more you're going to need more insulin to be produced from the cells in the pancreas, and you're beating down that poor pancreas. And then that leads to burnout, destruction of the cells, and hence type 2 diabetes. Okay?
Alrighty, let's talk about acne.
Oh man, I had severe acne all throughout my
Was that because of sugar?
all throughout my teenage years, and even when you thought it was pubescent acne, then when I became adult, I had acne still.
Yeah, I got acne at 30.
You started having it at 30?
I got it at 30. My face was a mess. You won't believe if I show you, but thank you to Dr. Can't even remember her last name, the dermatologist at Bird Rock. She was my teacher in school, Joy. Oh boy,
Okay, so she helped
me
so
back.
much.
Yeah,
yes,
my skin was bad.
that is so good. So we know a diet that is high in refined sugar, all these buns and cakes and the donuts we keep talking about, and the sodas that we all love, and it's our go-to food, and it's easy to grab. So they have a high glycemic index, okay? And these they help to produce lots of oil, the triglycerides that we talk about, they block the pores and it create a whole mess in us. So lots of time, you hear your friends say, man, I'm having this breakout because I was eating a lot of sugar. There is real science behind it, okay? So once your blood sugar spikes, there is the increase in hormone androgen, one of those male hormones that our bodies have that helps men to develop all their hair and different things. That is part that participates in the formation of things like acne and inflammation again too. So we know that if you eliminate or decrease all these high sugar stuff with a high glycemic index, all these processed sugars, you can have improvement with your acne. We know that is not the only associated factors. There are other factors involved, genetic factors as well too, so that you tend to see in a family, persons tend to have more acne than others, okay?
No, this is a question off the bat, but someone that decides not to eat sugar for an entire month, is that something good, or you're going to be messing
I like
with
that, Crash. That is excellent. Remember, we're talking about the additive sugar. You're going to eat your fruits. You're going to eat your grains. Okay, you're gonna eat your nuts and your legumes, okay, healthy stuff, your sweet potatoes. Remember, those carbohydrates or starches, they're broken down in the body to get that wonderful glucose that our body really does need, and we would be fine with that. Okay, so they are natural sugars. There's sugars in a lots of food, even though they're not sweet tasting.
Yeah.
But what happened? The industries have realized the same thing. We talk about the effect of sugar on the brain and that craving. So we keep doing these additives in these foods, all these cereals. You've got the Fruit Loops and all these things because it keeps us coming back for it
more,
because it is addictive, a lot of these stuff. But naturally, you've got enough glucose and energy in your healthy foods to give your body what you need. Okay.
All right. Well, we just spoke about type 2. I don't know if there's anything there else you want to touch on, but it says, does sugar increase your risk of type 2 diabetes?
So we know that diabetes is one of the leading cause of increased mortality, right? And decrease your life expectancy. I've always told my patients there's a couple main things you've got to keep looking out for. And these are 3: non-communicable disease, diabetes, hypertension, obesity. You can almost link everything to those 3. So what you want to do, once you have all this excess sugar, it can increase your risk of developing diabetes. We spoke about that before. It putting more demand on your pancreas to keep producing this insulin. These cells get damaged and worn out, and that is why over time you can develop this type 2 diabetes. So if you eliminate or decrease all these excess additive sugars, you decrease your demand on the pancreas for the insulin and makes it much easier on your body. All right?
All right. So let us talk about cancer now. Lord, I don't like that word at all. But is there an association between sugar consumption and an increased risk of cancer?
Yes, and studies are continuously being done to keep proving this. There's some cancers that you hear about that prove, and different studies when they look at it. All right, so an increase in sugary beverages and stuff increase the risk of developing certain types of cancer. Some of the most common that were mentioned: prostate cancer, esophageal cancer, colon and breast cancer. So you'll always hear our oncologists, especially once a person is being treated with any type of cancer, you want to decrease or eliminate as much sugar, especially these additives in sugar, because what? We know that this increases the risk. Remember, everything can be then as a result of secondary, because what? Increasing your sugar consumption can increase your obesity. We know obesity is a high risk factor for lots of associated cancers. So you see the primary and the secondary effect of just the sugar alone.
Wow. Oh, wow. So how does sugar affects the skin aging process?
Oh, women would love to know that, because we're always concerned about living our best life and looking as beautiful and have a young, supple skin.
Yeah.
But we know that getting wrinkles is a natural part of aging. No matter what you do, eventually it's going to happen. But what happened? All these sugars, right? It creates these different substances, and it helps to destroy your collagen and your elastin. Those are nice, good stuff that keep your skin supple. Okay, and once you start messing with those collagen, as you get older, they naturally decrease, but you can speed that up with your consumption of sugar and these processed foods. Okay, and so once you have these different things, they're called advanced glycation end product, or AGEs. These compounds, they react with your sugars and your protein in your body, and they play a key role in the aging of your skin. So ladies, if you want to stay as young and as beautiful as you already are, you got to decrease the amount of sugars that go to Snicker bar that we like to do because we don't have a breakfast, or we didn't get a chance to have lunch. I know I'm guilty of it, so then we have to.
We all are.
we have to. So we don't want to destroy the collagen and the elastin in our skin, and that's when we start getting those fine lines and wrinkles, and decrease the the health of our skin.
I know we like to boast that we have the best skin and it takes us longer to get wrinkles, but as you said, if we continue doing the ignorance that we do, which is overeating the sugar, then we're going to be in some serious...
Jamsta, you're quiet over there. What's going on?
I gotta say, from where I sit, I don't see any wrinkles.
Not at all. No, as she said, we only do the chocolate once in a while that we shouldn't do. We're not doing that every day at all. But does the chocolate affect the men too?
Of course.
Everybody?
We're talking about in general
Okay.
the effects on the
Okay.
body, in both genders. We talk about prostate cancer. It can affect prostate cancer. So Jamsta, the added
chocolate is
sugars.
good for you though.
The better chocolate is the dark
It's the
chocolate.
dark chocolate.
Yes,
Cacao.
better. But everything is still going to be in moderation, because if you were to consume more of your natural, less processed food, your grains, your nuts, and those stuff, it would always be, you would always have a better end result. All right?
Indeed. So does sugar drain your energy?
Oh, we know when we say, man, I need some energy. Let me grab these energy drinks. Let me grab some sort of soda. What happens, Kortensia and Jamsta? It's like a graph. It shoots up your blood sugar immediately, because these are high glycemic index. Spikes it and you feel good for a while, then it drops off. Then your mood goes down, your energy goes down, your fatigue. You know the famous word that we use after you would have had lunch. What we
Ethnic
call
fatigue syndrome.
Yes.
Niggeritis.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. And it's not so it's not a black thing. It's a human thing.
That's why I say ethnic. Everybody ethnicity get it.
But we like to think that, you remember in class after you had lunch, you couldn't do those subjects in the
You're just
afternoon.
tired.
The social studies and those
But we're
things.
just supposed to be
what's
fed
that
and then
about?
the sudden drop,
But that is what we said. Most of us, what did we have for lunch? We had a soda. We also had a
hot dog
hamburger
or
or
something,
hot dog. What about that? All those are refined sugars. That bun, that white bread, that high glycemic index, boy, it shoots up your energy. You feel good for a while.
And then bring you
and then
down.
you come crashing down. So then what would happen? And I remember I was going into an exam, and somebody at my church said, we had some exams coming up, and he was giving us general advice. Yes, have your oatmeal, but don't put any sugar in it the morning of your exam. And it makes sense now, because what happens, you've got those healthy carbs, right? Those are going to release sugar, your glucose, and your body's going to use it slowly over throughout the course of the day. So you don't have that high spike and that drop off. It's going to be steady. So you got your grains, Jamsta, your nuts, okay? And your vegetables and your healthy fruits without all these added sugar. Everything we're adding sugar now in. Dried fruits. You see, you're throwing sugar on your almonds instead of getting the raw, natural almonds, and you're adding all this stuff to it. All right? Because it all goes back. Because the manufacturers realize the more we crave these foods, what happens? Increase your purchasing, you're purchasing them, and increase your bottom line. Lots of times, food is not thinking about health; it's about
just making their
the
monies.
bottom line.
Yeah, indeed.
And the other bad thing is, what a lot of people don't realize is a lot of low-fat or non-fat foods like yogurt. They add more sugar to compensate for the fact that,
Or sweeteners.
Yeah, they add you're correct.
To compensate for the lack
'Cause
of
what
fat.
they
'Cause
do,
fat makes it taste better, right?
They take out all the healthy fats, because we do need fats. Remember all these macronutrients, your carbohydrates, your protein, your fats. You do need fats. So they try to eliminate that fat, and they stuff it with some kind of sugar additives that keeps you more now craving it instead of it being healthy.
For
All
you.
right?
Oh boy. Let's talk about the liver. Oh my gosh, we know we need this bad boy to help us with the cleansing of our body. So can large consumption of sugar lead to fatty liver?
Of course. Most persons always, you go and get an ultrasound, the doctor tells you, your radiologist tells you that you have a fatty liver. I'm sure lots of persons who are listening would have heard that. Okay? So it's called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. What happens? Especially that fructose, that high fructose corn syrup that we add to everything once you read the label.
Yeah.
So what happens? There is glucose. Remember, we said there are different types of sugar, but that fructose is a bad boy. He gets inside there. Only the liver can work with him. So the liver tries to break him down into glycogen. Glycogen is then stored. But what happens? You have a determined amount of receptors or storage containers for these sugars. So once the glycogen storage is filled up, that extra is then converted into fat, and all that fat is deposited in the liver. What happens? The liver is not able to function as it should. The liver is our main organ for detoxifying. Most of our
Cleaning the
drugs,
body.
medication go through there and process. It cleans the blood, and that is the functionality of that decreases, and then we have all these added complications.
Alrighty. So are there any other health risks associated with large consumption of sugar?
We've got to let our people know. We talk about it negatively affects your dental health.
Yeah.
Dental caries, cavities. We hear lots of persons like that. What happened? Large sugar. We've got bacteria in our mouth. They love that bacteria. They love that sugar. The bacteria. They're multiplying. What happens? They destroy your teeth, the enamel on your teeth and stuff. It increased things like gout. I'm sure some person would have heard about that. That's a
heard gout.
disease, a type of arthritis. You've often heard that it affects the joint, and especially the big toe. You would have heard persons, well, as they get older, there's an increase in something called uric acid. So there is some relationship between that and having arthritis and gout. Remember, we talk about inflammation?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The grand old inflammation.
Yeah. Kidney disease. All of that sugar destroys the blood vessels in the kidneys, narrow them down, lead to kidney disease as well. So you want to know, we also spoke about cognitive decline, Alzheimer's people. So many persons are having different forms of dementia, and it is seen earlier and earlier, and a lot of it is associated with our diet and our poor dietary choices.
All right. So what quantity of sugar should be consumed daily?
Okay, so what I found in the research is no more than 9 teaspoons in men. So this is added sugar. That represents about 36 grams, and that is throughout the day.
Yeah.
Okay, and then it shows when I saw you drink one soda, you would have consumed most of that added sugar already for the day. So that little bottle, that can of soda, of Sprite and whatever that we have, and those large bottles of energy boosting drink and stuff, that's a lot of added sugar in those.
So that's more than the 9 teaspoons already?
Yes, a lot of them. By the time you're done with one drink in the morning, that's you've consumed most of your added sugar. And women should have no more than 60 teaspoons of sugar, added sugar. If you feel like you have a little craving, Kortensia, have an apple, because there's some natural healthy sugar, and that sugar is absorbed and used more slowly because what? There's vitamins there, there's antioxidants, there's fiber, so that doesn't give you that sugar rush. Okay, get some get some grapes to just curb some of your desire.
Sometimes you buy some of them grapes and you wonder if they inject them with sugar, how sweet they be. The other day I be like, Lord, no, I can't handle this. It was too sweet for me.
Yes, you're so correct. There's certain types you get, they seems extra sweet, but
I had to put them back.
So so then you consume less of it. Because I know sometimes we don't want you to go to the extreme of not having any bit of indulgence, but we have to limit it. Too many of us are consuming a lot of these high sugar foods, all these carbs and stuff, and be careful. We think that you've got your tomato ketchup that is laden with sugar.
Yeah, the new ones, and it tastes good.
Yes, because that's the idea.
Yeah.
All these condiments sometimes, and all these
Sweet relish.
It's creamy stuff that you add to your salads and stuff. They are loaded with sugars.
I see it all the time.
All
But
the
those are the
dressings.
ones that taste the
Of
best.
course, that's what the marketers have found, that they taste
exactly.
the best.
Yep, indeed. So let's talk about what are some of the foods that are high in sugar?
We mentioned a lot of them, the sodas, fruit juices. You see a lot of these juices that have the fruits on the front of them, the tropical, different brands.
Yeah.
They're laden with sugar, and they're made from concentrate
so that's
of the
sit down
sugar.
already.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
All these orange juice, have the orange instead of the orange juice, because it's different. The orange juice has in more sugar. They do additives as well. They add preservatives. It's going to spike your blood sugar, and you're going to have that effect. It's best to have the orange itself.
Squeeze that yourself.
But you need the fiber, so it's best to have the orange, because I saw the research showing that a lot of these juicing, you're taking away the fiber that is in it, and you're just having the juice.
You're right.
So you still have to be careful. We need that fiber in it, okay, and that extra bulk to slowly release that sugar over time. But it's still better if you do your own juicing than to have the processed one that is sold in the shop
bottle,
because it had thing. You want to avoid the sports drink, please. There's nothing good but sugar in them. Have an apple, have an orange, have a handful of grape. Get some nuts, almonds, your pecans, your walnuts, instead of having those. The honey mustard, barbecue sauce, those are laden with sugars, okay? So we want to be careful about that.
Okay. So I think I asked this question already. I didn't remember seeing it in here. What happens if you stop eating sugar?
All of the good things, all of the good things that is going to happen. Decrease your blood sugar, decrease your insulin resistance, improve your memory and cognitive abilities, help you to lose weight. I remember my sister used to say years ago, and this is before thinking all this science, man, when I want to lose weight, I just cut out drinking any juices, and you see how much that helps. Because those bottled juices that we buy, and it says 2 servings and 250 calories per serving, and we drink that entire bottle by ourselves, that's a lot of added sugar. So if we were to just eliminate juices, you would lose a lot of extra calories. So once we do all of these things, all the stuff we've mentioned, brain health, heart health, they're helped once we eliminate these sugars. So you want to get your healthy vegetables, your broccolis, your cauliflower, your spinach, your carrots, your zucchini, sweet potatoes, your apples, oranges, and stuff, and you try to eliminate a lot of these processed food. Chicken or fish, if you don't eat chicken, get some fish, get beef, get eggs, and they're healthy sources of these, okay?
Okay.
Alrighty, go ahead.
Caller, good morning. You're live on Weekly Dose.
Perfect love and rising to you all. How you all there is carrying the love of the Almighty.
Doing good, thanks.
We're doing good. Thank you.
Blessed God. This is Rashaya speaking. Just something I would like to highlight to your program today. Today is the 7th of January, and in Ethiopia we celebrate as the Nativity.
Ras. We're having a discussion. Could you leave that for another time? I thought you were calling to contribute to the program. Okay. Okay, so let's do it.
Yes, so let's wrap up. So we got to make sure, get foods that we should eat, our avocados, our nuts, our seed, healthy olive oil, unsweetened yogurt, fruits and vegetables. We got to make sure do that, and we got to exercise. So let's start off the new year right, Jamsta. Let's make these changes, and we can do them bit by bit so that we can have an improvement. And every day, if we decrease the amount of sugar consumption, the added sugar, we would have overall a healthier lifestyle. And by December, we'll be able to fit in that dress that we have in the closet, or that suit that we've
costume.
had for years. So everybody, the takeaway is always to be as healthy as you can, because once we do this, decrease the amount of sugar we consume, we've realized the effects on the body and all the harm that it can do. It can worsen your diabetes, worsen your high blood sugars, lead to dementia, lead to weight gain, and we want to avoid those. It can decrease your risk of developing certain cancers, and we want everybody to be as healthy. So please listen and take the positive from this conversation, because we're always here to educate. All right. Have a great day, everyone.
Same to you. And that's our first episode of Weekly Dose for the year 2025. The good doctor will be back next week. It's 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. And I think Lorraine is waiting for you upstairs. You have to go to your doctor now.
All righty.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you, Doc.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is WIN FM.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib, it's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Let's stop child sexual abuse. The age of consent is 16, yet our 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, and 10-year-olds are becoming victims of sexual abuse and exploitation, which is being forced into sexual activity before they are old enough to decide. This causes mental, emotional, and physical harm to our children. Parents, it is your responsibility to protect and to educate your children. Develop a relationship of trust with your child. If they trust you, they will tell you. Child sexual abuse cannot be our norm. We must work together to correct this. Help us prevent, help us protect, help us prosecute. A message by the Department of Probation and Child Protection Services. Contact us at 467-1311 or 662-6833 for more information.
8 minutes after 9 o'clock, we are back, and that was the first episode of Weekly Dose, talking about sugar. How come no one talks about the fact that women are sweet? So are women bad for us?
I'm not even gonna comment.
Women are like made of sugar and spice,
I'm
right?
not even gonna comment. In my cup this morning, I have beets, lemon juice, and carrot, and then I have a next juice I made home, and all the fibers in here, right? So it's a lot.
Nice subject change.
Yeah, and then I made a good one at home that just beet, carrots, and ginger, no lemon. But I find out in the morning when I wake up, I do my turmeric, some cayenne pepper, some lemon juice, some apple cider vinegar, and some mint leaves, and that's my morning routine.
You need to add do you add black pepper to that? Because no, black pepper and
to activate
coconut,
the turmeric.
Yeah. And coconut.
It's already
milk,
spicy.
And
the cayenne is
milk.
the activator. You activate that.
Well, the cayenne might. They say black pepper, but I'm wondering.
Yeah, black pepper works well with turmeric.
Well. Yeah.
Yeah, but pepper is pepper, so pepper up.
But I wonder why they always say black pepper. It could be that maybe black pepper is more available in, let's say, the U.S. So maybe cayenne works, but because I don't know.
Maybe there's some method to what they're saying. Maybe because remember they said the black pepper activates the compounds of the turmeric.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
so
coconut
maybe.
milk.
Oh, okay. I've heard them do coconut milk and turmeric.
And turmeric,
yeah. Yeah, I've seen that.
Black pepper,
Yeah. I've seen them put the actual whole black pepper rounds in the turmeric coconut milk tea in India. So it's like it becomes like a spice tea. Yeah. And then they add some cardamom, and then I just think it becomes a turmeric chai tea.
Cardamom, is it? Those seeds?
It's
like
a greenish
seed, right?
sort of thing, yeah.
You guys cook with it?
Yeah, they use it in Guyana to cook with. Like they put it in their parasades and their sweet dishes, yeah.
Is it in garam masala?
Cardamom? I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
No, because of people say you could put in meats and stuff. It has a high scent.
Okay, I have
but cardamom is in chai tea too. That's why I say when they continue adding all those spices, to me it becomes a turmeric chai tea.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cardamom.
But you could use it in meat, you can use it in pastries, and you can use it in different foods. It's an Indian thing.
So it's like a bush, like a leaf.
No, it's not a. I don't know what it's derived from, but I know it being
a
green seed that turns into a kind of a whitish, creamish powder eventually if you get it in powder form.
Okay. Cardamom. Okay.
Yeah.
You know tarragon is?
Who?
Tarragon.
Yeah. That's the small skinny green leaf with the yellow flower. That have a powerful scent too. I like the tea in that. Yeah.
Tarragon.
Yeah. Just like how we have this bush we call Madman Poke. I think y'all call it mint here. We put it in our fish. That has a vibe. Oh my God.
Married
Man pork. I don't
Really?
know how they got the name, but it's like the mint bush. That's why when I came here and saw y'all drinking it as tea, I'd be like, no, this is not tea in Guyana. This is
What
seasoning.
do you call mint bush? You talking about basil?
Not, yeah.
Basil is basil,
yeah,
not mint.
That, we call that
That's
married man
basil.
pork.
Really? That's
Yeah.
basil.
Yeah. But y'all,
It's.
Don't y'all call it mint?
They use it. Well, I've corrected. I've heard a few older
yeah,
people
because
call it.
people
I said,
drink
no,
it
that's-
as tea.
Yeah, we do, but it's not. I don't say it has nothing to do with mint. It tastes nothing.
Maybe it's
like
from the
mint.
family, though. You don't think?
No, it's not. It's completely different.
You researched that already?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I
not
trust
mint.
you
It has
because you know a
nothing to-
lot of things.
It has nothing to do with mint.
At all.
At all.
So why do we? Why as
don't know-
locals we call
I
it
don't know why
minty?
they call
Because
it mint,
if we
yeah.
tell the tourists we're giving a minty, they're gonna expect the mint,
Yeah.
right, and
Yeah.
not our local basil leaves as minty.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
do you know that? That's one of the big staples in Italian cooking.
Yeah, of course.
Basil that goes in this.
Yeah.
I remember telling a neighbor
Pasta,
one time.
pizza, everybody.
The neighbor had basil. Right? I used to get it
Chicken,
from her,
everything.
and then I was telling her. I said, this is what.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember one time I asked her for some. I said, I'm doing some pasta sauce, and I wanna chop it up to put in the pasta
Mhm.
sauce. And she looked at me. I said, that's the same basil that you're buying. She didn't realize.
Mhm.
She thought that was mint. That's what she. Yeah, so I said, no, it's the same dried basil we buy, and that it's in the Italian spices, the Italian
Yeah.
spices mixed up.
Mhm.
Or you buy the dried basil. It's the same basil that you
Yeah.
buy in the supermarket that's dried.
Because oregano is kind of cousin of basil, right?
No, it's just another herb that they use, but
Sure, it's not a cousin.
No.
Sure, we're not related.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Oregano.
Just-
I have. By the way, you have. I have. If you want any, I can give you.
Oregano.
We have 2 trees in the yard.
Okay. I
Or
tell you.
bushes, I guess.
I'm going to see if they're related. They look alike,
No, they don't.
Okay. In the mint family, you're lucky.
No, they're not.
Yeah, it says it's in the mint family. Oregano is a species of flowering plant in the mint family.
Oregano?
You heard. It is native to the Mediterranean region, but widely
Yes.
naturalized elsewhere in the temperature northern hemisphere. Oregano is a woody perennial plant growing 20 to 80 cm tall. Yeah, I tell you, it had to be part of somebody's family.
No,
'Cause
but
it
you
looks
said basil.
Basil. I'm going to check. I'm going to check.
How's your AC doing over there?
All right. Yours?
Okay. Not all right.
Oh, gosh. Sorry, kind sir. Maybe we could switch places.
No, I can't do that.
I told you they're related. They're cousins.
Basil too?
Oregano and basil are both herbs in the mint family and are closely related. Didn't I
Really?
tell you? The leaves have similar features. They just smell a little different. Basil has a higher scent, which I love. Imagine basil with some thick leaf thyme and some hot peppers, and you stuff that in your fish.
It's kind of.
That's bomb.com.
Okay, dogs, wolves, coyotes, and foxes are in the same family.
Yeah,
but you don't
they look
call
alike.
But you don't call a fox a dog, so.
No, you can't.
But they're in the same
But
family.
I told you they were related to cousins. According to the American, they're cousins. Yeah. And
So.
oregano is from the Mediterranean. Basil is from India and other tropical regions. Yeah. Yeah. Oregano is olive green. Basil is green, sometimes with purple hues. That's true. Oregano tastes earthy. Basil tastes sweet. I guess that's why we use it for tea. And oregano is used for flavoring food, wound healing. What? You knew it was used for parasite infections?
I think I heard that before, yeah.
Wow. And basil, all the same, tomato. Flavoring food, reducing oxidative stress, supporting cardiovascular health. So the tea actually is
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And they say both oregano and basil are aromatic herbs that are easy to grow and are used in many traditional and modern recipes. You can plant basil next to oregano to increase the strength of the essential oil in both herbs.
Really?
So you better go get to planting since
They're not
since
close
you
to
have
each
the oregano
other.
tree.
We have basil and thing, but
They're not close to each other?
No,
Well, it
that's
says
interesting.
it increase the strength of the
really?
essential oils in both herbs, planting them next to each other.
I have to tell wifey then.
Yeah. Like, I went to my friends in Frigate Bay, right? And they had this tree in the yard, and I said, let me tell you, this is basil. This is what I'm accustomed to in Guyana, this purplish looking one. I said, don't you see it resembles the green one? And they'd be like, no. I said, smell it. They said, this is it.
And they have some that look different, but it's basil. We have three.
I'm gonna bring pieces next time I go Frigate Bay and break a piece of that purple and bring it for you. And they were like, I said, yes, you can. This is not, this tree is not a mistake. This is a basil tree. Because I remember it being extremely purple in Ghana, and then they have the green one still that have the purple hues. Yeah, but yeah, man. There we go, talking about spices. Are we gonna cook next? Are we going to cook next? Oh my gosh.
Boy, it's hot in here.
Oh boy.
Okay, so callers, give us a call if you wanna talk about anything. You must have some stuff on your mind that you wanna.
Yeah, the caller that called during Weekly Dose, you could call back and share your thoughts. You never know, you could be enlightening or educating somebody on what you were speaking about.
Someone said my cousin is not me. I guess to reinforce the point I was making about. Okay, they're in the mint family, but they're not mint, but they're in the same family.
Oh, boy.
My cousin is not me. We're related, but...
Yeah, but you're related. That's why I said the cousins.
Yeah. I know sometimes when I switch, I switch back and forth, and then when I come back, the comments are gone. Sometimes,
Look, it says, what herb is closest to oregano? Basil, parsley, or tarragon? You think?
What's closest to basil?
No.
Well,
What's closest to oregano? Remember, you said you're good on your spices. I love the basil. I just found out the slight difference between oregano and that. But they're saying the herb that's closest to Miss Oregano or Mr. Oregano is basil, parsley, or tarragon.
I would say tarragon.
You think?
No.
But no, they said if you want the vibes, the taste, those are the three that are closest to it. But parsley kind of harsh though.
No. Hey, caller, go ahead.
Morning.
Hey,
how are you?
I'm very well. I see Jamsta begging for a call, so let me call.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. You're talking about the herbs, huh?
Yeah, we're talking about oregano and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because my mother and stepfather cooks with I don't know if you know Shadow Benny.
Yeah, the Trinity boy. Boy, I like that in pineapple chow and green mango and thing, Jesus, we used to beat it.
Yeah.
In Ghana, we used to beat it up as kids. We didn't know the importance of it, but in Ghana, they don't really use it as much, so yeah.
Yeah, and it's really nice in your curry. Anything with chicken and fish, but really nice in curry. But you can't get it over here in the UK. But I found that cilantro is exactly the same thing.
That may make sense.
It looks completely different.
That
but
mimics
it's
what?
Exactly, and smell exactly the same thing.
Yeah, they're actually. In fact, I was told
Their
that.
family?
Yeah, they're interchangeable. It's they're family, but they're interchangeable. Just that the Shadow Benny, the leaves are much bigger.
They're longer.
They look serrated,
but it smells the same.
Yeah, smell the same, taste the same, gives the curry the same effect.
Yeah, I bought some. I bought some a few months ago. Remember when I was trying to get some, okay? And I did get some, but most of it ended up spoiling because I bought 2 bunches and I tried to dry it, but it kind of rotted before most of it. But
I don't.
The cilantro?
No,
the Shadow Benny. They got it from where I bought it. They had gotten it from Trinidad, but I think they grow. Someone grows them here, but maybe not as regularly as I would like.
Yeah, my mother grows it, and she said to me that when she was growing up as a child in Nevis, it used to just grow right next to the house, and they didn't know what it was. Like, they didn't know you could cook with it and stuff like that.
Yeah, we used to beat it up as kids because it have a funny smell too, caller. You realize that? But once it flavors the food, it tastes totally different.
Yes, man, it gives the food a kick.
Yeah, I tell you. I enjoy them days in Trinity with that pineapple chow and them thing. Jesus, you're making me chowy this morning.
Good stuff.
But you
or
know,
you say you're gonna get some doubles.
well, or hopefully
we-
soon,
we-
but they're trying to cut out all of them things. So
Need
Jesus,
to- need
I
to
don't know
get
how
some-
I'm gonna handle the doubles.
We need to get some Trinidad food here more available.
But you know, our next name for shadow beanie is culantro.
Culantro, yeah, and
Yeah.
which is different to cilantro, but they're in the
Yeah.
same family.
They're in the same. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
so
distant
weird, huh?
cousins. You hear?
Yeah.
Everybody's cousins today.
Yeah, culantro, cilantro.
And I think the parsley is related.
The
to
parsley is
to
related as well.
cilantro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Look at this. Everybody's family in the world, eh?
Yeah, I think Jamsta. I think we might be cousins. You know.
Jamsta, you got a long lost cousin there.
Very funny.
Uh,
Well, you'd
going
be
back to West Africa.
you'd be a good cousin to have. So
Yeah. Y'all can sit down and chop up a lot of things, right?
Yeah. So
speaking of which,
So
are you
have you
are you related to Weber?
Weber,
Yeah.
Weber the chef.
No, Herbert for one.
Or Nevis?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
Probably. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know all them family tree stories. My mom
Mhm.
and my elders know them better than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So
So
what's
how's it going with the invites for the minister?
the invites? Well, I haven't reached out to him.
had
yet.
Ala
I'm
yesterday.
gonna try and no. Yesterday was I was kind of busy after work, so I'll probably try and do that today. So you did hear that? You did hear what we read that notice about
Water.
the water thing. So we're hoping that
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, well, apparently they said water in my area especially is going to be rationed until July when the plant finishes, the desalination plant. So
Mm.
he's hoping to get everything up and running without any problems, you know.
Mm.
But I was told this is
Yeah,
a
it's
problem all
interesting.
the time. But now that they're trying to fix it, the problem seems more amplified. Oh my God! Look what.
Well, what actually is the problem?
Ooh, double, right?
Yeah.
Well, they said apparently there's some. What they said it's a ear lock or maybe some kind of. My words would be some kind of blockage might be going on, which is further, exacerbating the water problem. So
Blockage
yeah,
in the pipe.
yeah,
Yeah. That's what I heard.
and they're trying to locate it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, all this talk about sustainability all the time, but yet still, I haven't been in SK for a couple of years, but I think I remember the last reservoir they built was in like the late 90s. They built one up in the Shadwell Hills. Not sure if you're aware of it, but I think it was the late 90s because I was still living in the Shadwell area. And I could see the construction going on up in the hills above.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
But with the population growth and everything, I don't think that the infrastructure is, and whoever is in charge of infrastructure is looking at future growth properly.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's-
I've always
that's-
said that.
Yeah, that's compounding the problem because you can't just rely on one source for an entire city, there might be more than one source, but as far as I could see, if you want your city to function well and you want the people to have the resources that they need, you have to make provisions for that, and it's not happening at the pace, in line with growth and population growth in the Federation. So it is to be expected, that this is going to be a problem. But yet still, it seems nobody in power has the foresight to deal with these problems before they happen.
Yeah, there's this lack of proactivity and
Yes.
what's the other word I'm looking for? There's this laissez-faire attitude to governance and even urban planning. Meaning, people are just. It seems you get the impression people are just content to. We have this, we have that. We don't need to do anything.
Yes.
No one considers the fact that, for example, like you said, utilities and so on have to be constantly assessed with a view to scaling it for the future as
Indeed.
as housing expands, industry expands,
Yes.
and utility needs expand, and you don't get the impression that they're very good at that.
Exactly. A Facebook post over the weekend about telecommunication services in the Federation. Very interesting post I saw, and it looked at the same thing. I remember 5 years ago I posted on Facebook in St. Kitts, and I compared what you were getting in internet speeds compared to what they were getting in Barbados and what they were paying for. And St. Kitts was actually getting a bad deal, a really, really bad deal. There was a lot of pushback on it, a lot of feedback online, and within days, Flow upgraded the speeds. And I see the same thing happening again, the speeds and the capacity, the amount of data allowance you get, for instance, on your mobile, is not growing with the times.
You are right.
Yeah.
I
holding us back.
Yeah. I think you may have went to school with my brother, but you know law, right?
No, I think he's older than me.
Well, he's older than you? Okay, yeah. So
I think so.
Whenever I'm online with him, he lives in Vancouver, and that is when somehow our internet shortcomings become apparent, because sometimes he's doing things for me remotely. Like when I got my new phone, he was helping me do some things and he's a coder, so he would know things I don't know, and we were trying to do things on my computer and so on, and it's only then I realized how crappy our internet service is.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it holds us back.
He was
holds back the Federation.
He's like, is that? I said, why? So it's always when I'm on with him. So, so it just goes to show the contrast between what they get over there versus what we get.
So a 5G ain't a thing?
You got 5G?
Got what 5G, please?
Hoping and praying.
Yeah.
We got 4G though.
So you said when that convo was happening online, they went and they upgraded the internet, huh? Just goes
that was in 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was a bad deal. And the thing is, when it comes to mobile phone, they can offer a lot more data allowance because they own the network. They own the network locally. They own the network regionally. Right?
Yeah, and it's a legacy network that they. Granted, I know they've had to do upgrade over the decades, but yeah, you're right. The network is there, so it's not like
the capacity. Yeah, the capacity is there. The island is fiber optic all around, through and through. Why are you selling these ridiculous speeds? And even with the cable, their speeds are even worse what they're offering, and for the kind of money that they're offering. I think, I'm going by what they have on their website, okay, and I pay the internet bills every month, for stuff in St. Kitts. So I know what is going on, and it's just not right. It's not right that you're getting these awful speeds. I don't know, Kortensia, I don't know how you feel about it, but I think we need to improve a lot more, and this is holding back prosperity and development.
And one thing that's we haven't heard a peep about is true 5G, because right now they're running on a 4.5G, which they call LTE.
See, I just spoke it into being.
I don't know when we're gonna be seeing 5G around here. I noticed they're very quiet about that.
Maybe after this conversation, it's gonna be amped up and it might come
because they know. I think because they know that generally people here don't really pay attention to tech stuff like that, and they probably figure out.
You figure they think so? What about the average tech person that pays attention?
Yeah, but most of us
average person.
Yeah, that's the thing. So
I think everybody, right down to toddlers in St. Kitts, know that the internet is
not working good.
Is not reliable.
Yeah, because once their tablets stop working, they come looking for you. Even sometimes at in big establishments, when it's overcrowded, then everybody say, "Oh, I can't get on this site and I can't get on that site," or it's not
airport.
working. I was trying not to say that, kind sir. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
The airport, Jamsta, when you arrive in the arrival lounge,
you have to do your form.
Yeah, they're using legacy hardware that can't carry the capacity. I mean, look at, there was another post on the weekend about the amount of people at the airport. Look at the capacity. They're not they don't have the equipment to carry that capacity, and yet still you want people to connect to the internet to, let's say, if you haven't filled out your customs form, etc., or whatever, you need to connect. So it's absolutely ridiculous that, you know, the first thing you experience when you come in is poor internet. Even that should be the gateway to say, look, we have reliable services and utilities here in the Federation. You know? And while we're on the topic, I might as well just go further and complain about the fact that we're not utilizing solar properly in the Federation. It's been years since, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jamsta, but I think with the grid tie systems, if you have solar on your house, you're supposed to be able to feed energy back to the grid if you have excess energy, right?
Yep.
No, they haven't. They haven't done that yet. No.
But he said you're supposed
But you know, you
to.
say.
Well, they
You say they haven't done that yet.
But meaning,
right?
listen,
but there's nothing to be done.
Okay. But the thing is,
There's nothing to be done.
You have to understand that our governments, they're good. They love. I think I was telling you this a few days ago. They love making buzzword soup with their mouths. Every buzzword that comes up, they love just talking and using the words and sounding like they know what they're talking about, and sounding like they're doing something. Anyway, they're not really doing anything. Oh, sustainable this. Oh, renewable this. Oh, solar this. Really? Please.
So,
yeah, I mean,
it's just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the market is flooded with cheap solar, right? The UK and Canada and the US are complaining that China's flooded the market with so much solar, it's not even making sense for them to manufacture solar panels at present. And it's so cheap. It's never been this cheap ever in history. And yet still you're telling me our government can't buy 10,000 panels or 50,000 panels and start putting them on the hospitals, the schools, the community centers, etc., and stop and penetrate, right? Because it's unfair for us to continue blaming industrialized nations.
Yes, but the other thing too,
carbon footprint.
The other part of that equation that most people don't talk about or don't even want to broach is, and I guess it's because of the expense, is storage. Because it would be nice if some of the people who have any kind of solar rollout for their energy needs, I don't think anyone here, I've never seen anyone here with a battery, with a storage system. And I know it's because...
Well, the battery...
But
some people have them on their homes.
Yeah,
Isn't that the big metal thing that's next to the panels?
No, that's where this switching and everything happens. I think cost is the main thing, I think, because the batteries are expensive, and then the government is not exactly really giving you a break. I mean, these are the kind of things, like I keep saying, if the government, if the government decades ago could have decided that computers could be duty free, and they're still duty free, which is a great thing, and I'll forever sing their praises for that. So then, why not make renewable energy systems completely tax-free, no VAT, no tax, because they're already expensive. I mean, most people.
Exactly my point.
Yes.
And then they benefit by taking the extra off of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that sounds fair enough.
Even if they're not going to pay you for the energy, right? Let's make the assumption they're not going to pay you for feeding the grid. Even if you have a grid tie system and it feeds the grid, it then reduces the amount of power that needs to generate. And it reduces also our reliance on importing expensive fuel to run the generator.
Exactly. I mean,
so
imagine.
It makes sense.
It's always been a wild thought to me that countries where they hardly have sunshine on an annual basis, like Germany, they generate way more solar.
Well, funny you said that. Germany just put out the article. I should send it to you about reaching 100 gigawatt capacity.
And these people hardly see the sun.
Right now.
Exactly. Crazy.
Portugal as well.
Where do they get their power from? Excuse me, geothermal?
No, meaning they have solar. They have a very advanced solar power generation system there, and since the 70s.
Okay.
But I'm like, if they could do
But
that,
they don't get as much
and they
sun
don't
as
get
us.
as much sun
That's
as
why I was
us.
wondering where they get
So
power from.
yeah, so the thinking is, how
crazy.
can we continue blaming industrialized nations for global warming when they have taken the bold step to reduce their carbon footprint? And a tiny population like ours, which is so easy to do, it is so easy to do, Jamsta. And we can't make any moves in that direction. I mean, when I say any moves, I mean we got some small little solar things there, but we haven't even reached 10 to 15% penetration
Exactly.
on reducing. Yeah.
We haven't even reached. I don't even think we reached 2 or 3%, or even 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And we're talking about a country with a 36 gigawatt capacity. Think it's only using 36 gigawatt of energy. How?
It's kind of akin
That's
to us
so
being
easy to solve.
I've always, in a weird way, it's kind of akin to us living on an island surrounded by water, and most of us can't swim. That's crazy, huh? That's another wild statistic.
Because we are we programmed to be afraid of the sea? We're told if we go too close, we're going to drown. We're not told that we can go there, learn to swim, and effectively save ourselves should something happen.
Yeah. And
so
all
we're
these,
conditioned from birth.
and
You throw a baby in there, they're going to do good. But us,
yeah.
no, don't go there. You're going to die.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you say that, because when I was reading the post and I sent it to somebody, the one about the internet, and so they say you can't compare St. Kitts to Barbados. I am so tired of hearing that, but yet still we compete on a global stage with everybody. We go to the Olympics. How, you can't tell me we can't compare St. Kitts to Barbados. Of course we can.
Look, somebody say Germany is an
can.
organized
It's the same
nation.
infrastructure.
Can't compare it to a tiny Caribbean island.
That's no
Okay,
excuse.
so they got fiber optic, we got fiber optic. They got solar, we got solar. But they got loads more because they see the benefit in investing in that and reducing their reliance on fossil fuels and the expense of fossil fuels. But we have leaders that keep talking about eradicating poverty, and they can't even help us to reduce our energy bills by using the abundant sunlight that we have every day.
I just saw here.
Back to Jamsta.
So that it's
Hello.
morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was just
Good morning.
saying that your phone system wasn't working because I keep calling.
It working, man.
Well, I got through.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Yes.
I was trying to take the call, but sometimes,
Yeah, because you're saying this thing, not nobody answering us. The phone
Yeah. Okay, go
busy.
ahead. Yeah, let's not hop on that.
Anyway,
Go ahead.
Good morning to all the listeners over and abroad. Good morning to our citizens abroad. Now, the water thing is going to get worse, What has been happening? We keep expanding the number of houses, but sometimes we don't look at the location we're putting them in. You don't have enough, then you're going to put down 100 there. You plan to put down 2,400, and you don't have enough for the little 5,000, 6,000 you have. You follow? So the connection, there seems to be no connection or correlation in the mind of the planners about what is expected in certain areas. So while they say they're waiting on the salt, whatever they call it, they keep expanding the housing project in these very same areas where they have water. And sometimes you wonder, some of it is carelessness, I recall talking about Olives. You don't know we're going to get water from Olives. I called and the engineer said, it is not economically feasible. It costs too much. So they allow all the pipes and so to run down. Of course, they would gather leaves and so in the pipes. Because they were and they asked still a number of available water sources in St. Kitts. But they allowed them to run down. Now they found themselves in a situation. If they put all of these things, what about down in Newton Ground area? when somebody called and said, Newton ground, I mean, they should not be having this lot of turnover of water. And I have not heard yet what how much rain we got last year, because we got a good amount. Are we still getting? Who is measuring? Where are we at? Have you heard anything about it?
Nope.
No. So we don't even know if what they're saying is true.
Well,
rain coming every day. Huh?
they said that the first desal plant should come online by July or so. So let's
Well,
see what happens.
By now in July, the sun hot, you know. That don't make no sense. It need to be expedited. Or you mean from now in July? I mean, they keep pushing these deadlines back and back until you reach it next year. We need good planning. You want the whole country to be out of water?
I agree fully.
I mean, poor planning.
And there's this kind of, the other thing is there's this kind of defeatist attitude. I mean, you heard what you said just now,
No,
Miss
we don't
Henry.
ask questions. We do not ask questions.
Whenever
When
people,
you ask, Miss Henry ain't like the government. I mean, really? There should be a plan. There's a water plan. You're going to put in two desalination plants. How is that going to affect the water? Are you going to channel the water from that area to another area? They have wells in Shadwell which they were denying.
yeah, but they said some of those,
why.
but some of those wells, from what I said, the water is subpar. So
One is good, 'cause one goes already into the source.
they said
The other one
the
is
water is
fixing.
subpar. They said so.
But that is
Subpar, what does that mean?
They were already
Well,
paid, right?
I guess there's certain
don't make no
contaminants
sense
in
to
it
me.
that make it unsuitable for
Watch
consumption.
me. Listen to me.
From the well?
They
Yeah.
said, right, the company was supposed at their own expense to clear the water, do whatever was needed. Because it turned out they said that the wells are not deep enough. You heard that, right?
No, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they said something about 200 feet instead of 400 feet. And the company that was supposed to correct it, because they were paid, you know, and they were dug on thing under the farmer government. They now say, well, we're not going to bother with that. They don't already get paid. They're going to concentrate on finding other water sources. And then they said they're going to bring in another company. That makes sense?
I think they have to look at, if they're doing wells, they have to look at water sources away from population centers, because in St. Kitts and Nevis we have a system of septic tanks and soakaways, right? So the contaminated water goes into the earth. You can't drill too close to that.
Any effort to have a central sewage system, you know.
Yeah.
I was in Grenada, staying in Georgetown, and I was surprised. They could do it with all these housing projects, just like how the one at the apartments have their own thing.
The apartments?
Put on
Right.
the
What apartments?
Down on the bay, in Irishtown.
Oh, okay.
The vintage apartments, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Remember when, what's your name? Hamilton. They had to put it, I think it is up on the roof or whatever. I mean, so many opportunities to do it. Oh, they're quite, and so between now and July, don't ask no question. Don't accept it. I mean, they got to do better than that. So when are we going to have good electricity too? Everybody keep pushing back. Oh, by the end of the year. When is the end of the year?
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to push things as close as possible to the election, so that everything's strategically climaxing
But
just
I'm
before an
looking at.
election.
I got a comment here, and it says in Nevis, Nevlec will be charging a standard fee to persons who have renewable energy sources and remain connected to the grid.
Just like in St. Kitts. But we don't listen.
But
what the Prime Minister said.
They could let us bring it.
Like TVC and hospitals and whole thing. they said, maybe the central bank too, all those who have their own source of energy will have to pay a fee for being still connected to the government system.
But why? But how about letting them stay connected, and whatever extras they collect, you collect that for free, and everybody wins.
Exactly. And why would the message be
Yeah.
if you try?
Encouraging people to go solar.
Exactly. You want us to go green, but
Yeah.
you still want to penalize us. What is it going to be?
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We don't get winter.
Exactly.
No, we don't get winter. So at what point will the sun, they say, the sun don't shine all the time. That don't make no sense. I heard the minister saying so. You know, we don't got constant sun.
Yo, somebody said the technological backwardness cannot be allowed.
Wait. Someone said that we don't have constant sun?
No, nobody said that.
We said it in Parliament.
Who said that?
The minister said that, yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
They think we live where UN lives, or in Germany?
We don't have constant sun. When do we not have constant
What is
sun?
wrong with these people?
But Jamsta, I just sent you an article.
Yeah, the Germany thing.
Just
Yeah.
sent you an article, and the article says Germany smashes 100 gigawatt after record installations. So, even if we're only getting the majority of sun from, say, March until October, we're utilizing those months.
But that's not even a
more
thing.
than-
But that's not even a thing in the Caribbean. We always have sun. Why
Always,
is this
almost
even?
always.
Why are we wasting? Why are we wasting time talking about this? This is not a thing in the Caribbean.
Well, our leaders obviously think we move.
For remaining on the grid. But then I don't even know that I use any of it. You understand? And the government, what about the airport system? Is it working? The one that they made across Frigate Bay Road, is it working?
Good question. They're probably all just cosmetic.
Is it expanding? Is it expanding?
They had the contract to the former government. You said, you made some adjustment. Well, Lord, in nearly 3 years now, that should be up and running.
There's a comment that says St. Kitts Nevis needs a makeover in leadership. Our leaders are failing us continually.
I'm not going there. the doctor said that, and she did, yeah?
Oh, gee. Miss Henry? Miss Henry, oh boy. It's a comment that's there. It's a comment.
It is a constant failure.
Yeah. I'm just reading the comments.
And I am disappointed because the minister is an electrical engineer. But there are other people you could bring in, That's what I say, What we don't have, we bring in. Some of these advisors, they're a waste of time. They mean well, but they're not equipped for
They mean well?
ministry they're
Really?
attached to.
You think they mean well?
Yeah, they mean well.
You wanna bet your life on that?
I bet you if you are offered 10,000 a month, the program is shut down.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with meaning well or not meaning well.
Well, I bet you, Miss Henry, that if I were offered 10,000 a month, and this government actually listened to the advice, they might get re-elected. They might get a second term. Because country above self is not the motto for these.
Because some of the things that I hear, I mean, given my experience and my training and everything, they don't make sense. But sometimes when you speak, they think you're criticizing.
Yeah,
well, criticism is good. Criticism is a thing.
Water story. And when the water came to Baxter from Oldwood, they run the lines across the railway. We have water was coming from Olives. They now said they're going to run water from there into the tanks. Some big tanks if you go up by Olives, you see them. I mean, everybody get advice. Everybody talking what they want to talk. All this noise about, underwater source and underwater this and all of the whole of PANS extension, TDC, Central Bank, all of them, where are they located? I mean, really.
I know Bird Rock got a reservoir. I think Frigate Bay got reservoir as well. But I think Bastia's capacity is too small.
The one was designed to give bird because it will be run down, you know. Kortensia and like in Guyana, they got these big round water tanks up in the air.
Mm-hmm. The black ones.
But what happens sometimes some of the tanks are leaking. I think that's the one down someplace, Mount Hill one, so that they're not proper maintenance. Because over time with the heat and the thing, leaks will occur. So they must make up their mind, where are we going to put more houses? When they started in Kayan, say, they're not thinking, Kayan don't have water. You're going to put them maybe 100 and 200 houses there. You think they wanted well crucifies everybody?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so perhaps Old Road and those areas.
You want better planning. You see, I think because the country is small, we think small.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Oh, that's rough.
Yes.
No,
she's right.
Small island, yes.
That's rough.
No, it's true. Even the radio stations. Let me start with Win FM. You know, I listen to Jamaica, Barbados, all over the place. They have, from all the professions, they have programs. All in the afternoon and whatnot. I went to Jamaica 82-84. At 1 o'clock, you're going to have the radio psychologist. Then you got the radio lawyer. Well, we have the doctor now, eh?
Yeah.
All of these things can be programmed in. You just move around the staff you have. Maybe you don't even need extra staff because all you're doing is facilitating the people who are coming in. All in the evening, all they want a lot of music. And some of it don't even make sense in no sense. I mean, Jamsta got a good mix. But enough music, we want to be informed.
You want to talk?
You don't think so?
Yeah, you could, because maybe a lot of talking gets things done. Because when people get fed up of hearing people, they do
It's not even a matter of things done. So like how the doctor comes in and she talks about certain topics.
Mm-hmm.
The lawyers come in. You call in. You state your problem, and the lawyer answer you. Maybe
I think Win FM used to have a lawyer, no?
Psychologists. People got all kind of problems. And it's usually a
Jamsta,
church.
what happened to your lawyer?
In Harpetry. You.
Lawyer.
Good night, doctor.
I'm
Good night,
trying
pastor.
to remember.
Express.
But Miss Henry, you know, all of these things just might cost
warning,
us.
Steve.
So we have to get a bit more. We have to get plenty more sponsorship so we can get all these things on stream.
No, because the time you take to play music is burning electricity. If these people coming in free of cost to you, as a public, the doctor has to pay.
Miss Henry.
The doctor don't pay.
Miss Henry.
You should have to pay.
Miss Henry, why are you making it sound like music is this bad thing? I would much.
Radio stations, you know.
I would much.
I said the radio stations.
She said she like your mixed jam stuff.
Yeah, I know, but
not all day.
Yeah.
Every minute, sir.
What?
Some of those hours you got between.
Well, that wasn't a thing until when FM came on the scene. Nobody knew that they wanted to talk radio until.
Long enough.
Huh?
I said, God bless it. I mean, really, that's what the national station, right?
Mm-hmm.
What
Still
the
is.
gentleman is asking you to do should be done on Saturday, not here.
Or get them to come on and talk.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah. The PM going to have some round table. It's a waste of time. Going back down the development bank, down social security. I mean, really? And then you got the same skeleton giving away money?
Oh, boy. Excuse me.
I mean, really, we need to wake up.
But Miss Henry, we haven't heard the round table just yet. So let's try to be optimistic.
No. Cause the time he was talking and doing the long, he could be talking something that we want to hear.
Oh, boy.
We want to know about the elements in the budget.
Well, be sure to get your call in today and ask your question, please.
Okay.
Wait, let me ask you. I want to know, whoever listening for him, what is the size of the deficit for last year? I can't believe what I hear Timothy Harris say. 237 something million, what overall deficit, you crazy? That's supposed to drive policy. It's supposed to drive policy. You can't say, well, I owe National Bank 5,000, and then let me give the church 1,000, and that's another 1,000. Policy, what do you think money matters mean? Our people got to learn. When you say you're on certain department got so, can it cover what you say you're going to do? The Barnsley High School not going to be built until next year. Because they said it has to be built from the same CBI. When CBI falling, and this hospital that they plan to build, the Taiwanese, will the Taiwanese be selling shares to build it? Anybody ask a question? Who is going to finance it?
Okay.
All right, then, let me go.
Thanks
Anyway,
you
have a
for
good
your
day,
contribution. You too. I see
And I
that.
encourage you, all of us to listen to the Prime Minister. Mr. Prime Minister, we do not want to hear no more about Development Bank. They never, what's your name again? Skelec, NHC. Put the report on the table. And I asking to have the auditor's report discussed. So we could see which department overspend, who underspend, on what. They're all going to the House, and not a word is read from the auditor's report. So we are no better off. I know he mean well, you know. He mean well. I wouldn't say he means ill. But some advisors, oh, well, you don't have to say that. You don't have to answer that. We don't want no more development bank. Social security.
This serious question. How do you determine when people mean well? When the same.
You know, you could mean well, and what you do don't work out right. For example, let me start with you. By the way, can you take it?
Me? What did I do?
Sometimes we have even carnival and things. They play now kind of, you know, so. Carnival just done, and all of the local music, not all, maybe 95%, gone back in the library.
No, you see, it's not as simple as it seems to just.
You know, best interest.
It's technically almost impossible to just. It takes too long to explain.
All the stations, you know. Carnival done, well, all of the people who take time to write the song, the producer who tried to produce them, the musician who played all that, they forgot until next year, or to the end of the year. The stations here promote other people's culture over ours.
I agree with you.
Thank you, darling. God bless you. England, what you say?
Okay.
What do you can say?
Okay, we gotta
I mean, no
offense. Now that you've used up all the time, you're gonna leave for somebody to come. Okay.
I could say you're not coming and way to go. Don't make way.
Thank you, Mr. Have a good one. Oh boy.
Okay, so.
I'm such hot for you.
Yeah. She means well.
Yeah.
The other people, not so much.
Look, somebody says 40 years later and we are still talking. Somebody said the things we were talking about this morning, we were talking about them in 1985. Poor infrastructure, lack of enough electricity and water, poor management, and lack of good planning. Somebody also mentioned the thing is we had the money from the CBI to put this infrastructure in place and we didn't. So.
And Drew gave it away because he saw it best to give it to people so they could go shop on Temu and Amazon. I don't normally attack, but I saw that as a failure as soon as that was implemented. That money should have been put into infrastructure. And now we're at the point where it is evident. Look at some people can't even bathe. Some people can't drink water Come on. Absolutely ridiculous. That's bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's. I mean, I'm just approaching the point where doesn't really make any sense. Trying to talk about, point out anything
Point out the
Church
obvious.
Street. Yeah, anything Church Street is doing wrong or could do better or whatever, because nothing changes.
I see. Well, Jamsta, I may have to throw my hat in the ring,
You may have to.
So we got a lot of projected new politicians. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't come with the same old though.
I mean,
Remember y'all trying to change.
it's just staggering to me that we had all this money and no one thought it was
Best
a
to
good
put these things in
to
place.
piece
Piece by piece.
we
We gotta
didn't
do it piece by piece,
listen,
just like how we individual builds our house piece by piece.
Yeah, according to all the money we supposedly had, we could have funded the geothermal thing ourselves,
Yeah.
but because of petty insularity. I mean, imagine we're supposed to be one country, but the Kittian people are thinking, oh, we can't let Nevis outshine us like that. This is the mentality, and that's part of the problem. And look at the short-sightedness. A lot of these things could have been done on our own dime if in fact all this money was supposedly there. They didn't need to go. They didn't need to go looking for financing anywhere. I do not understand these people.
But Jamsta, you can get solar panels as cheap as $50, $50 per panel. Why aren't we doing this? I don't understand. I just don't understand.
That too, and that too. And they can very well, like I said before, they can very well say, okay, we're gonna to encourage people to have, self-contained power storage and so on. We're gonna make it VAT free.
We could offer loans from the development bank, financing.
Yeah. Oh, like I said, VAT free, tax free. But no.
VAT-free, tax-free, service charge-free.
Before we close, I want to tell you one thing. I remember asking someone who works for the government a few years ago about this electricity thing and about these same things we're discussing. And, he said to me, well, the government looks at it as them losing money if they do these things. So there's certainly a very anti-progressive outlook on.
So they're looking at it from the wrong perspective.
Yes.
They're viewing it as losing money if private homes do it.
Yes.
But if the government did it and generated the power from clean energy instead of, the way they're doing it now, then they still have the monopoly on it. I wouldn't need to go and get solar panels.
Exactly.
And then offer the energy much cheaper. Right?
Yeah.
Be the source.
Yes.
Yes. We shall leave it there for today, I suppose.
Boy. Yeah, and I imagine, all these people that we're roasting right now, they were busy roasting the previous government before, and that government was, and it turns out it's a revolving door of sameness, because they're going. I mean, I'm sure when they were in opposition, they had they used to say all kind of things about the previous government, and now they can't. They're in the kitchen. They clearly can't take the heat, and they can't cook either. So, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's just exhausting. Earth Angel, you're gonna wrap up. You wrap up first in your Earth tones.
I'm like, what are you saying? Oh my gosh.
When I said Earth Angel?
Yeah. Because I was just listening to you, gentlemen. Okay, so we've come to the end of our Tuesday program. Remember, choose to be kind, choose to be good. I hope the powers that are listening, that they'll choose to come to the public with some facts like they're asking. Give them something, but give them something palatable. Don't just give them something, because they know, they understand, and they wield the power and they know what they can do. So, yeah, let's be transparent. Let's be nice to each other. And let's just move along, to get along, to build along for a better enhancement of our Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. And to all listening, have a fantastic day. I can't say don't let anybody steal your smile because we all have moments, but be kind to yourself and others around you.
Yes, for sure. And everyone have a great day. It's Tuesday, January 7th, and we're going to be back tomorrow.
My lucky number 7. I won't be here tomorrow, though. I have to break the news to you again. Yeah, I have an early morning, so I won't be here tomorrow at all, but I'll be back on Thursday and Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, not loving it, but okay.
I'm Jay. Where are you? Happy New Year again. Come back home. Thank you.
Okay, so okay, I just forwarded some stuff to you that E wanted me to forward to you. So yeah, I did. Okay, so have a great day.
You too.
Okay, I'll see you on Thursday. You said?
Yes, please.
So tomorrow's Wednesday.
Tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah,
okay.
Tomorrow's Hump Day. So I'll be missing my first Hump Day New Year show.
Okay.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
Magnum, my brand. Everybody put your Magnum in the air now. From you a drink Magnum, make me see. Take charge of things now your place now. From the river to the beach to the street. Hot Magnum when me have in a me hand there. He are a sipper, she tell me sweet. Look for me watch for your quick time check. Yeah,